So, to proceed, before going, because I talked a little bit with Simon about like mechanics and if something changed before the game. So to reiterate, I think for the most part we can stick, because there's only two of you like async characters. We can stick with what we had last time. The difference is that obviously because we will be using map and this scenario is mostly based combat slash exploration focused, kind of dungeon crawls. So I'd say that we will be using just vanilla movement rules. So just move. Your character can move in combat 10 meters per round, and we won't be like looking at the move action handout for homebrewed stuff. Obviously, if that but we will leave the main actions, like homebrewed main actions, how they like can act. Obviously, if there will be something that like some main actions will not really work without using move actions, then we can either just work around it or just not use them. Yeah, as for the crits, what they do, the amount of HP you get per level, I think we can all stick with the same stuff. So like without having to take a focus, without focus, you just can get a crit, assuming you roll not 20. Crit doubles the amount of dice. Your characters get HP, like maximum HP per level. And if you are aiding someone, then you don't need to roll against the DC. You just declare that it costs a main action, and you add +1 to that. You get the person doing the stuff gets +1 from your aid, or +2, assuming they have a proper focus. I think we can stick with the amount of skill points that you get per level. And now the question is, if you want like a slightly harder experience, I mean harder, I'm not sure how I will be able to like properly balance it, but it's up to you. We can stick with 2 focuses per level, or lower to 1 focus per level, but it's up to you. I'm fine either way. Or maybe you want to go like have even wider toolbox and like get 3 focuses per level, but not sure about that.
I'd be fine with how we did it last time.
Okay, so
Yeah, same here.
So 2 focuses per level, plus that means that on level 1 you get 1 extra focus. And I also mentioned that like since last time, actually if you don't like Zach, since last time I added a few more foci, so there should be I think 2 more handouts, part 4 and 5. Like part 5 has focuses specifically for heroic characters. And in terms of mechanics, I thought about 2 things. One, burst fire, and my suggestion is that depending on what type of weapon you are using, you just, assuming you use burst fire, you have to reload your weapon after the X amount of time you use burst fire in combat. Assuming your weapon has to be or can be reloaded. So that's one thing I wanted to add. Because normally in vanilla game you count ammunition, but here, because usually combat where... Actually no, wait, I'm dumb, because we will be using regular movement rules, then we can just stick with an idea that combat, like 1 turn of combat takes 6 seconds. So we'll be using like regular rules for burst fire. Sorry for confusion. However, the second thing that I thought about is, assuming you guys want to use it, I thought about a different alternative to how heroic damage is counted. Because in this handout, it's like how it's counted in vanilla, and I've offered like 2 different variants that we can go on, and it's like up to you how hardcore do you want it to be. Oh yeah, and that was the question. If you wanted to, yeah. Apart from that, like making character, I'm fine if you like take the array or like roll for your stats.
Man, I'll go with rolling.
It's fine.
Let's see.
Any preference regarding like the calculated heroic damage? Should we stick with vanilla or rather no? I mean, should we stick with like what the book provides or?
I don't have a preference there.
Okay. Because personally, I was thinking about the other variant, not lethal variant, but like other. Regarding characters, I have only like apart from the fact that I already said that this will be like mostly combat slash exploration focused. I have one very 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 strong plea. You can make psionics, but I would very much prefer if you didn't make teleporters. Because then it's like if like the danger is too much, you can just decide, okay, I've seen the ship that's orbiting the orbit, that's our base of operations, and I can just take my friend and teleport out and like this
To be
entire.
fair, teleporting that far is high level.
Um,
I understand.
True. On one hand, true. On the other, like even the fact that you can teleport out of the base on the surface of the planet, and that could be like smaller distance. And also, I was thinking about the fact that because maybe I should give like a bit of a context regarding the scenario. Apart from the fact that I don't know, have you uh, read what I've posted on Roll20 regarding the wider context of this scenario, or not really?
I have not.
No, I have not. No.
Okay. Essentially, how should I mean, from the perspective, let's say from the scenario we've played last time. So this scenario takes place roughly 14 years earlier, and it's like several months up to a year after the war that was raging across the sector. War against a corrupted theocratic empire that got corrupted and decadent was raging, and rebels have won. And at this point in time, uh, the rebels try to form a new government, like a government of unity, like common cause that banded them together, and now they can like maybe rule together a vast portion of space. However, there are already cracks forming, because on one hand you have the people that believe you need to rule with strength, with iron fist, that people are sheep and they need to be guided with like strong hand, so more autocratic, maybe not straight up tyranny, but definitely more into autocracy, like strong leadership style, which then they would become they are the progenitors of the Bright Future faction that exists in like the present day of my main campaign. On the other hand, you have the protoplast, like the progenitors of Blue Helmets, which is this like United Nations slash Switzerland XP people believing that you need democracy, free thinking, free people, like people having free will and being able to make their own choices, and ruling with not science but uh, shit, I'm forgetting the word for that type of governmental style. That you should the style that says that you should rule if you are smart.
Technocracy?
Yeah, that one. Yeah, so at this point of the scenario, the split hadn't already happened, but there are sights in the water. Like there are already cracks visible. So yeah, and if you are when you're making your characters, you have an option. You don't have to, but you have an option to where you can put if your character like what faction doesn't belong to. So you can pick between blue helmets or rather just blue or bright, because that might like, if you want, you don't have to, but if you want to like, you can like figure out towards which ideology your character would be more willing to go. Because I know that definitely the NPCs, because there will be some other supporting cast that will only exist to die horribly through monsters. Sorry, what? Alright. They will definitely have like their own ideas, like mind with what they prescribe. There will be some neutral, those people that do not give a fuck and they just want to do their job. Yeah, returning to like the scenario itself, and yeah, this scenario happens like several months after the war, so 14 years before your previous scenario. And what happened is that obviously after the corrupt church that was ruling this portion of the sector for over 50 years, or maybe even longer, because they took some time to consolidate power to rise up from the ashes after the scream, because they have amassed quite a lot of stuff. The artifacts, various like different xenotech that they didn't understand, some high level stuff that they put into their vaults, into their research labs. And now, after they have lost and their corrupted empire was destroyed, the rebels looted them. And obviously, they needed research bases to process the loot they have gotten, to maybe understand it, research it, figure out if it can be used. And one of those research bases is on planet Geradicebi, which is on sector 0206. And I'm gonna copy paste the link to the sector again just in case. And as it happens, a while ago, several days ago, the contact with said base has been lost. It's unknown if there's only like technical malfunction or if there's something worse happening. The high command either doesn't know or they do know, but they keep information like they are being tight-lipped, and you, being members of the quick reaction force, being a members of the support squad of the quick reaction force alongside Cobra squad, are being sent to investigate, figure out what the fuck is going on, and intervene if necessary. And by intervene, I mean probably, depending on the situation, well, taking control or just cleansing the area. And yeah, one more thing, the Cobra Squad, and you would know that in character, was that bunch of like very high skilled, very dangerous commandos, like Special Forces Squad, bunch of misfits that was assembled by the rebels, and they were pivotal in winning the war. They, along many things, they have eliminated basically the entire leadership of the corrupt church. And yeah, they basically like certified by the badass motherfuckers.
Alright, so special forces.
Yeah, special forces. And just like an Easter egg, Anastasia was part of that squad. I think for the like main session when we'll be moving through the crawl, I will have like handouts prepared with the other pictures, because I have pictures for all of these bad motherfuckers. Any other questions? If there's something not clear or if I should repeat something?
Do we start at level 1?
That was the thing. Actually, I was thinking that because you are not some random like new recruits from the academy, and probably because when we are playing, we probably were taking part in the war. Maybe I'm not saying that you have to, but considering that that was the big event that was shaking the sector and it affected many lives, it probably affected yours too. So I would say I was thinking about like starting at level 2. I was thinking between level 2 or 3, but it depends on you guys. What do you prefer?
I'm good at with level 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let me. So was it 1d8 for soldiers? So
For warriors, right? No,
warriors.
it's 1d6.
D6 plus 2,
Yeah, plus 2.
1d6 plus 2.
which is better than a D8.
Yeah, and plus obviously your constitution modifier, assuming you have any.
Nope. Let's see.
Yeah, but then there are like focuses that you can take if you want to. Actually, I've added focuses that if you want to have like a bigger hit die, there are focuses for that.
Ooh.
And I think I've added that you can actually go up to. Actually, I don't want to lie because I'm thinking either D10 or D12. But let me double check. Where did I put that? Not here. Oh, here. Durability and durability. If I've added.
Forgot. How many hit points do we get at first level for heroic characters?
I mean, do you mean hit die or?
And is it just the regular roll or maximum hit points at first level?
It's maximum hit points as first level, and last time we played, we've decided that you guys get maximum HP like each level. We can change that, but it depends. Like, how do you feel about that?
I mean, since this is going to be combat oriented, I would prefer the maximum hit points.
Sure,
roll.
that's absolutely not a problem whatsoever. Yeah, so instead of rolling, you get maximum amount of HP every level. Yeah, and that focus I was talking about. Fucking hell, I cannot find it, but let me double check. There's definitely one, but I need to. Oh, you're looking at. Yeah, part 2 of new foci. Point 27 durability. And it basically increases your hit die. And if you take 2 levels of durability, then in foci 4, no, sorry, in new foci 3, on point 31, you have a foci called Juggernaut. That basically requires you to have 2 levels of durability beforehand. Yeah, all in
I can declare that I am immune to damage.
Yeah. You know, I'm the Juggernaut, bitch!
Ah,
Yeah, mind you, it's only once per game session, and yeah, for the number of rounds equal to half of your character level. So if you start at level 2, then it only lasts for 1 round. Yeah, I mean, even not counting, because obviously if we are not using homebrewed move actions, then some of the foci do not have like much sense, and it's not useful to take them. But even discounting those, yeah, I believe you have like well over 100 or maybe even 150 new focuses to look from and take for your character. And I like to think that it provides a slightly wider what's the word? A slightly wider room for different builds.
I'm gonna go with a warrior this time around. So
Solid choice. What are you thinking about, Zach?
I am also a warrior.
Okay, very well. When we will get to equipment, tell me, and I will say what's the like what do you have. Because idea was, and yeah, sorry, I didn't ask before, but idea was that you, because this is like part of the military, that you were members of the military, not exactly mercenaries, but I mean, are you fine with that, or are you thinking about like different background scenario as to why your character A would be in this situation and B allowed to be in this situation? Because in my mind, this is kind of like a military operation. So I'm not sure if you are fine with your characters being like a part of the military.
Yeah. I'm fine with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Also, I did make handouts, not handouts, but like the character handouts for both of you, and you should be seeing them. If you don't, tell me, because if I screwed up the setup, but I think they should be visible to you.
What did you put in the handouts?
The characters at the top, closer to the top. The characters folder.
Oh, handouts heroic.
No. I mean,
We've found the new character sheets if that's what you're talking about.
Yeah. Sorry.
Hmm.
I'm at the equipment stage. You said there's something special?
Yeah, special as in, because I mean, if you are like part of the military, then obviously it would make sense for you to being supplied by the military.
Mm-hmm.
So as in like they give you like proper equipment, but because, well, it's almost kind of fresh from the war, and these guys are not tech level 5, so essentially you can pick like definitely like one, like assuming like tech level 4 equipment you have, like you can definitely have like one piece of armor, and it can be like powered armor, one piece of armor, definitely like what's the word I'm looking for? Siedział po angielsku. Yeah, you definitely have each of you have allocated the command. I mean, the quartermaster allocates to you like one, actually two ranged weapons, and the idea is that one is for longer engagements. I mean, long range engagements. The other one is like for short to mid, basically like a main firearm and sidearm. And obviously also third, basically a melee weapon. And also like basic supplies, depending on like what your character can do. Because if somebody has like heal skill points in heal, they can get they would have been given like Lazarus patches and medkits.
Okay.
All right. So, do we have any homebrew background packages or?
For this, not really. Didn't really thought about them. Rather, I was looking at them and I think like actually compared to focuses, like what they have in the books regarding background packages, I'm pretty fine with that.
All right. So I'm just gonna go with soldier then.
Right?
Well, you just said that we can just pick armor and weapons, right?
Yeah, definitely like one piece of armor as long as it's tech level 4 or lower. One piece of armor, two pieces of weapon or ranged weaponry, and the idea is that you have like the main firearm and sidearm, and like one melee weapon of your type, like depending on what you are using. And in terms of like general equipment, what you can pick, assuming you want to, obviously combat, field radio, assuming you will want to take it. You don't have to, like combats probably work better for your characters. Like Atmo filter, if you don't have like if your armor do not have like Atmo filter already built in. Backpack, binoculars if you want to have them.
Will we need them?
Yeah, that's the case. Like I don't think it will be really up to you. Binoculars probably not. Probably not. Climbing harness probably also not. Low light goggles again, assuming that that your armor that you will be taking already doesn't have like night vision / low light vision already built in. Yeah, survey scanner, survival kit, also an option.
Now, which faction do we belong to again?
You can pick because there's like choice between. I mean, you can be neutral. You can be like, I'm just a soldier. I'm doing my job. I do not care about this political, ideological bullshit. Or
Alright, faction money.
yeah, or like there's a choice between blue helmets and bright future. And blue helmets are these democratic meritocracy.
Meritocracy.
Yeah, sorry, I cannot spell that one. Like type of leadership, which like on UN slash
Yes, what UN wishes it would be.
yeah. And on the other hand, you have bright future, which is like more iron fist, authoritative type of rulership, and the belief that people do not know what's good for them and they need to be led like firmly.
So the Empire of Man.
Kinda, but with less, but without God Emperor of Mankind, and with less like religious bullshit.
Yeah.
Actually, without no religious bullshit, because both of these factions were just fighting against a corrupted theocracy, so they are very much secular. Yeah, meritocracy. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, you are very much right because the actually, if when I remembered like what sort of planet tags the homeworld of this entire faction, the Bright Future has, it's Megacorps and Utopia. So yeah, the Megacorps and the technocratic oligarchy like works really well. Also, if any focus says that you should consult the DM for more specifics, feel free to ask me. Because sadly, sometimes like if I wanted to like really describe like what I meant and how many different aspects of the situation I would have to include, these foci descriptions would be like each like 2 pages long. And
How many skill points do we get as warriors?
as warriors,
Level?
6 per level.
6.
So starting at level 2, you should have 12 points in total to allocate on all of the stuff.
Do we start with any resources?
Elaborate, what do you mean by resources?
In credits.
I mean, to be fair, I'm not planning on this scenario of you being able to buy anything. And the assumption is that where you are living off, through, wage that you are being paid by the military. But I mean, if you want to put something, you can put like 1,000 credits. Because also the assumption is that, again, part of the military means that quartermaster and like the military gives you equipment because well they do not want to send you in like your boxers against a freaking like enemy, so you can just freaking die.
Share rifles are
Tech level
tech
5,
level
so
4.
not sheer rifles. They're definitely tech level 5, and you can only get like tech level 4.
And guessing it stops with the laser rifle at the tech level 4.
I mean, thermal pistol is tech level 4 and plasma projector is also tech level 4.
Alright.
Just saying. Shield rifle, thunder gun, and distortion cannon are all tech level 5 and they are not available for your faction.
Right.
What's that? Oh, the Tech 5 stuff.
Yeah, tech 5 is not available to you.
Can I grab a heavy weapon instead of a main weapon?
I mean, depending on which heavy weapon, because most of them cannot really be reasonably used by like
You have
a single person.
you have to spend 3 turns in setting up the actual weapon.
Which gives me an
That's
idea
fair.
for another focus for a different scenario. That actually being able to use heavy weapon like
I'd take that focus.
a normal weapon. But sorry, I will need to think about it like for a later time.
Alright, I'll pass on that then.
I mean, it's not like the main weapons are not that bad in terms of damage. At least I don't think so. I always fancy like using mag rifles. So, honestly, I want to test it out, so if you don't mind, I will be using the other variant of counting heroic damage. Which is slightly different from vanilla one, but...
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Other variant, heroic damage. Right. Alright, alright. So Zach, you used the array?
Nope, I rolled.
Uh,
So if you look above Simon's rolls, I have that I changed my 8 into a 14. When I rolled for skills, I rolled on the growth table and I rolled a +2 to a physical stat and +1 to any stat.
oh, okay. Well, for now, Zach is definitely winning in terms of like stats. think you.
Yeah.
But I think, yeah, wasn't there an option that even if you roll, you can change one of your rolls into, was it 14, Zach?
Yep.
Yeah, Simon. So one of the stats that you rolled and assigned, you can change that into a 14.
Nice.
Actually, wait, hold on a second. I need to double check. Because I'm not sure. Heroic characters. Sorry. Because we are heroic characters. Oh no, wait. But how would that sign? There's like basically what I'm getting at is there's this like one fragment in the book on page 274. But now it makes me think like, does it qualify for Zach's character? Because technically he got like after like assigning stuff he got an 18.
I think it would apply, but because you replaced the stat before you.
Yeah, so actually, yeah, replacing with 14 was if you are the not heroic character. Because for heroic characters you can replace one of your stats with an 18 to give you that extra oomph.
In that case, and that's instead of the 14.
Yeah. If you change something to 14, then because, well, technically speaking, when you rolled, you didn't get 18. It was close, but goddamn Zach being again freaking making monster of a character. Oh, and I'm gonna change that because we are not resetting XP. Yeah, starting at level 2 means you have 3/6 experience points. I already changed that for Simon's character, which means you only need one session to level up to 3rd. Considering how like what wrong shit will be happening, that's doable.
See.
Oh no.
I'm just reading the functional addict focus you made. Just
Oh.
take all of the drugs.
Yeah. Yeah, I cannot remember if I made that one because I've changed. I took it from like the other homebrewed list, and I've decided to like slightly tune it up for this game, or not really. Functional. Oh, okay, no, it's in the upgrade space. So yeah, I took it from a different list and I tuned it up. Yeah, I thought that was like a fun thing to take, like to make in case a character wanted it. Especially since, if I made it right, I believe you need functional addict if you wanted to take Heisenberg's rule, which allows you to make a very strong drugs and
Uh,
that can.
Nope. It's not required. In fact, Heisenberg rule comes before it.
Oh, so there's no requirement. Okay. Yeah, so I misremembered. However, they do make a nice combo because you make a drugs and then like you sneeze, the powder goes up and then you get affected by your own strong drugs. Unless you're a functional addict.
Well, that's why you wear a suit like they wear in Breaking Bad.
I mean, sometimes you have crazy drug dealers or drug makers that cannot afford or just don't do because their brains are already like mush. Yeah, some of the foci are fun. And it was like I tried my like damnness to try to like add plenty of non-combat ones, and there are definitely some, but I think maybe that it's still skewered slightly towards like combat. But I'm still happy with what I have.
Monster Tamer.
Yep. Sadly, there are. I mean, in this scenario, it won't be like very useful because without spoiling, I mean, I think I already like spoiled a little bit what kind of enemies we'll find there, but yeah, they would not qualify for that foci.
Alright.
However, in some other scenarios, yeah, this is like pretty. This focus has pretty interesting like applications, especially if you find a world, a planet that has like very large life forms, like dinosaur XPs or something similar. Yeah, it definitely could be fun.
Masturbator.
Yeah, I know. The name is cheeky, and I don't regret it.
Let's see, where was the Technopath foci? Was it in...
Part 4, number 18.
Thank you. Yeah. Oh, minimum of level 4. Gotcha.
Plus, if you wanted to take it later, because okay, some of the foci have like in requirements consult the DM because depending on the type of the campaign, it's like there are different ways that you can achieve that. And the thing is, this is one of the foci that maybe not alters, but it definitely puts like, I mean, yeah, it alters your character. As in,
Yeah.
because there's something very specific that you can do, and there is something very unusual. So it should be discussed beforehand, like how can you achieve this? Like what's the origin of that power, essentially, of this ability of yours? So that's why it's said that you should consult the DM because depending on the of the like circumstances of the type of the campaign, it just you might need different things to actually be able to take it.
Alright, I didn't expect to see a pattern reference here, but I love it.
What reference?
General Patton.
Right.
You magnificent bastard, I read your book!
Yeah. I didn't watch the movie, I only know that one clip, that one scene. Oh fuck, that reminds me. Yeah, but this actually this is one of the foci that requires the specific skill check to exist, as in the tactics skill check, and I'm not sure if you want to have that skill.
You're the guardian of the galaxy.
Yeah, the Guardian. I mostly made it because I mean, in my main campaign at the current present time, the sector is engulfed against a war, with a war against malevolent AI, unbreaked AI. And my part is joking that yeah, we are basically guardians of the galaxy, that we are trying to yeah save
Yeah.
the galaxy. So I thought about it. Yeah, I mean, also that, and I thought about the ascension perk from Stellaris. I think Zach knows what I'm talking about. That when the crisis starts, or I think there's an ascension perk or something that Empire gets that boosts its ability to combat crisis threats.
Yeah, I generally don't take those. My fleets of battleships murder everything anyways.
Yeah.
Let's see. We get 5 foci in total.
Mm, you sure it's 5?
I mean, it was
2 from the start,
2.
1 for the class, 2 for level 2.
I mean, you get an oh right, I think. Yeah, sorry, I was thinking that
Uh,
only
For
experts get.
warrior, we get a combat focused one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. I was thinking that maybe experts only get that. Yeah, and that makes sense. But still, like 1 from the class, and then like you get 1 extra at level 1, and then on level 2 you get 2.
No, so we get 1 for being human, basically,
Oh right.
Oh, okay.
at level 1.
Forgot the
So
human
that's
one.
that's why it's then the extra 1. Because, for instance, a psychic doesn't get a focus from their class.
Yeah. Okay.
It's just that the human focus is everyone's considered human unless you're playing an alien race, so it's just kind of added in.
Okay.
Will we be getting any like followers or NPCs, or will it be just us for the most part?
I mean, there will be like other NPCs around. I mean, you're part of the squad. I mean, they probably won't be like 1 hit point NPCs, but they are still won't be as durable as you guys. So it's really up to you if you want to go with the foci that put emphasis on NPCs and followers. I mean, if you I mean, if you take that something in that direction, I will try to like consider that and like adjust the scenario. As in that it won't be, you won't feel like you have wasted a foci after all of your NPCs die within the first 10 minutes.
And no worries. Just checking with all the homebrew foci and
Yeah,
trying to see what I should pick.
Yeah, I know, it's a lot. A Fel or Feymud, it's in Dwarf Fortress, yeah.